Hi, I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is Ouch! And the reason why you might be feeling a little ouch this week is because somebody is in deep legal trouble right now. And that is because there are 7 planets among the mutable signs, all harshly aspecting each other, and that includes the lights. And so someone who has been in denial or involved in a cover-up or has been hiding something is going to have information about that revealed, and there could be a lot of truth coming out, and that could indicate that they are in legal trouble right now. The reason why there's an emphasis on legal problems is because there are so many planets in the sign of Sagittarius right now, which rules the courts. And so someone could be judged very harshly right now by the courts, or by institutions of higher learning, or by people of a committee of peers in international organizations. And that is because Neptune in Pisces is retrograde right now, along with 4 other planets that are retrograde. That can always slow things down. And it is standing alone. There aren't any other planets in the water signs. And that Neptune in Pisces is taking a beating. And so that means as it is going retrograde or back over its orbit, it's covering ground it's covered before, and it can be revealing more and more information that had been hidden. And that's why somebody could be facing legal troubles, because that Neptune, which is under duress, is being challenged right now fiercely by the Sun and Mercury and Jupiter in Virgo, the sign of fact-finding and accountability and proven details. And so somebody who maybe has been in denial or hiding something is being forced to face facts right now as more and more of them are revealed. But the legal problems can come from the fact that today the moon, the other light, is in Sagittarius, along with Mars and Saturn, 2 malefic planets. And those 3 planets, plus the 3 in Virgo, are all challenging that Neptune in Pisces. And so a judgment could go against somebody right now, because the facts are overwhelming, and they had been hidden for a while, or concealed, or covered up, or there could have been some sort of smoke screen about that. But it can't happen any longer, because that Neptune is really being besieged by the 3 planets in Virgo and the 3 planets in Sagittarius. And at the same time, though, there are actually 4 planets in fire signs. The 3 in Sagittarius are being trined by Uranus in Aries, and there are also 4 planets in those practical earth signs, because the 3 planets in Virgo are being trined by Pluto in Capricorn. So 4 planets in practical problem-solving signs that have to face reality, and 4 planets, 3 of which are malefic planets, in the swift-moving fire signs. What could the outcome be of all of that? Well, it simply means that there's sort of 2 ways to go right now. If you are encountering a problem, particularly a legal question, or something about your life or your credentials are being examined or re-examined right now. One way is that if a problem does come up, with the 4 planets in the earth signs, the idea is, and particularly if it's been happening throughout some area, is that you should just change management. In other words, get rid of the people responsible for the problem, and then also change policies and procedures and maybe streamline them so that a problem does not come up again, or there doesn't have to be any questioning about facts at all. So one way is to solve the problem and then sort of get rid of it and move on. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? But there could be another way that somebody wants to solve their legal problems now, and it could be that they want to beat a fast retreat and perhaps escape the problem, or the courts by moving beyond the jurisdiction of the courts. In other words, getting out of the jurisdiction so that they don't have to confront a legal problem. So they may want to beat a hasty retreat to an unknown location in order to evade some sort of legal responsibility now. And they may be able to do that because there are 4 planets in fire signs as well. So I don't know how you're going to solve some sort of ouch that can occur in your job or in your health or even in your budget, and that could be at work or at home, or whether you're facing serious legal problems and you want to simply flee the area or the court's jurisdiction in order to get away from that. However, I think that in the end, the facts are going to win out, and for that reason, it would be better just to face the facts, hold people accountable, change the policies and procedures, and, clean it up and get it set right, and then you can go on in your life. So there are 2 ways of looking at things: either face it and solve it or run from it. And I don't know what people are going to be doing this week, but I do know someone is going to be judged very harshly. And that is why the title of the program is Ouch, because I think we're going to all have a little owie somewhere in our lives this week. Okay, what does this mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, if you're facing any legal problems, it might have something to do with qualifications or certifications of one sort or another, or applications to something. Maybe you didn't quite fill out all the information. You might have to redo it, because the moon, Mars, your own ruler, and Saturn are all in Sagittarius, and they are all trining Uranus in your own sign, Aries. So if there is a little problem with international organizations or higher education or with the courts, you may find a way to solve that. There would still be, though, some sort of a breakup in a partnership as you are contemplating that, because there is a T-cross in cardinal signs right now, and yours is a cardinal sign. So Venus in Libra, which does rule the law, remember Sagittarius rules the courts, but Venus in Libra rules the law. And that Venus is opposing your sun sign, and also Pluto in Capricorn is squaring it. So if there is a change of management, that could not sit too well with you, but you might have to abide by that if it's the only way to solve a problem. The other way to solve it is, if you want to run away from it, I suppose you could do it, but sooner or later it would catch up with you. So Aries, I think that the best scenario would be that you might decide to take a long distance trip, and something could be held up in your travel plans. That could be an ouch, but at least it could be an acceptable one. If there are legal problems, I really advise you to solve them as quickly as you can and not run from them. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, once again this week, there are no planets in any of the fixed signs. So I don't think you're having a legal problem, particularly not one that is a big legal problem. And if there is a legal problem, I sure think you can solve it, Taurus, because Venus is your ruler, and Venus rules 2 signs, yours and Libra. And Venus is in Libra right now. So that is awfully good for obeying the law, or finding good partners, or even signing contracts, which you could probably do because there are 4 planets in Earth signs, and they all trine your sign, Taurus, and there's nothing squaring or opposing your sun sign. So I think that if there is any kind of a legal question right now anywhere in your life, you probably are going to be able to get some good counseling on how to solve it, and you would not be interested in running from it. You just want to either renegotiate it or settle it in one way or another, which you certainly could do based on good facts. So I don't think it's going to harm your job or your health right now. Even if there is some sort of little ouch in your life, it's manageable, Taurus. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, it's really lucky that Venus is in Libra, trining your sun, because that simply means somebody very nice could come to your aid. Or there could even be a consortium or a coalition of people that can back you up and help you in a very nice way, or in a voluntary way, and simply because they like you, Gemini, and that would be great. And what would be so great is that you need that, Gemini, because there are 7 planets in mutable signs, all harshly squaring and opposing your sun sign, Gemini, and there's nothing in your sun sign. And so that Neptune in Pisces, which can denote people who have been very misleading or covering up information or pretending to be something that they're not, or even faking something like an illness when they're not ill, but they may want benefits from that. That planet is squaring your sun sign, so I'm sure you don't know who to trust, and some people can be outright lying to you now. And the Sun, Mercury and Jupiter in Virgo are also squaring your sun, and Mercury is retrograde, so you have to go back and check facts and really make sure you've got your plans, particularly very thorough plans about your health or your health records and about your job, and that you understand everything, because there could be a mix-up in that or a miscommunication. And then today the Moon, Mars, and Saturn, all in Sagittarius, oppose your sun sign, and it might be you that's facing some sort of legal judgment right now. And you know, you would need other people to help you out with that, Gemini, because with so many planets opposing your sun sign from Sagittarius and squaring your sun sign from Pisces and Virgo, I think there is going to be some sort of ouch right now somewhere in your life, and you really will need the help of people who are very peace-loving and sort of want to resolve an issue. That would be the best way to handle it for you. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, yours is a cardinal sign, and right now there are planets, particularly the love planets in cardinal signs, which are in harsh aspect to your own sign. So Uranus in Aries and Venus in Libra are opposing each other, but they're both squaring your sign, Cancer, and Pluto in Capricorn is opposing your sun sign. So there can be a breakup in a partnership right now, and it could happen rather swiftly. And it might be due to legal problems. It might also be due to disillusionment about somebody. In other words, there could be a rebellious attitude or a backlash. If one person has legal problems, they could, you know, those could sort of snowball right now. In one way or another, that could implicate you or draw you into a mess right now, and that is because of this harsh T-square in cardinal signs, and yours is a cardinal sign, and because the only planet in a water sign is Neptune in Pisces, which is trining your sun, but it is beleaguered right now. And so, Cancer, there is the possibility of some sort of management change or change in policies and procedures that could affect you, or budget cuts that could affect you. And so there might be a little ouch in your life this week as well, Cancer, and my advice to you is that you should back away from it. I don't mean run away from it. I don't think that's possible. But what I mean is try not to get involved in the uproar, or try not to counter other people's plans, which are rather firmly made now, based on practical considerations. And so you could get your feelings hurt, you could get your job changed in some way, or it could even affect your long-term security. So if I were you, I'd be real careful this week, Cancer. And remember, don't overreact or comment too much about something, because I don't think you're going to get a lot of backup at the moment. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, everyone could feel a little ouch somewhere in their lives, and actually, Leo, it's something that involves a health condition or a health record of yours, because there are 3 planets in Virgo, which does rule that, right ahead of your sun sign, or it could be your bank book that needs a little looking over right now. However, if there is a legal problem, I don't think it's really coming right at you, Leo, and the reason why is there aren't any planets in the fixed signs, so there isn't anyone opposing you in any way or challenging you right now. But if you are involved in some sort of legal transaction, there can be, particularly if it involves real estate or a family matter, it can involve you as well. And that is because the 3 planets in Sagittarius, the Moon, Mars, and Saturn, are trining your sun, and Uranus in Aries is also trining your sun. You could work out a problem, but on the other hand, you may have to travel in order to do that, or connect with people at a distance. And so if there is an owie or an ouch somewhere in your life, it could have to do with the courts or some legal papers, or it could have to do with institutions of higher learning, or someone who is in a religious organization, or who is philosophical, or is involved with an international group in some way. So you have the stars with you as far as the 4 planets and fire signs all trining your sun, but you still need to be a little bit careful and watch what you sign and you agree to, just to make sure it's all legal. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, this is a time when you two have to be extra careful about details and problem solving, and you sure need to check to see who's telling you the truth, because I don't think everyone is, and that is because the 3 planets in your sign, the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, are opposing that Neptune in Pisces, which is retrograde, uncovering more and more truth that could result in someone having big legal problems, because if they've been in denial of the facts and now the facts are revealed because a cover-up is exposed, then they have problems. And it can be that people have not been telling you the whole truth, Virgo, and so you could get caught up a little bit in other people's deceptions. They're not your deception, but they could trip you up. And that's why you need to really double check everything. And on top of that, you're still going to face some sort of legal question that has to do with legal record, and it could be with the courts or institutions of higher learning, or, as I said, religious or international organizations. And it could even have something to do with travel or people at a distance. So there could be some hang up with that as well. And that is because the 3 planets in your sign are now being harshly squared by 3 other planets in Sagittarius. And so I think that there is some legal question coming up that you will have to look at and face and try to solve. And it's either something to do with you, or it is something to do with somebody who's been trying to mislead you. And that's why, you know, it's a little bit of a mess this week. But if I were you, I would just go at it one fact at a time, because you are a good problem solver, Virgo. So don't let anybody push you around. Just go at your own steady pace in order to find out the truth. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, Venus is in your sign, lucky you, and tomorrow, Libra, Jupiter comes into your sign, which is wonderful. It will stay there for a whole year. That is going to have a worldwide influence, and that is because your sign does rule partnership, but it rules negotiation and diplomacy and compromise and peacemaking, and it rules the law, and it rules contracts. And because Venus is at home in your sign, it rules the sign, and Jupiter will be there tomorrow. And eventually Mercury will come in too after it stops being retrograde in Virgo. It simply means that, you know, you're sort of on a roll, Libra, and I think some legal matter or contract matter is very much going to work out in your favor. Like something is going to proceed along really well for you, Libra, and that is despite the fact that there could be some sudden break in a partnership, and that is because Uranus in Aries is opposing Venus in your sign, and tomorrow it'll be opposing Jupiter as well. But those planets in your sign are so good, even if there was some sort of breakup or change, sudden change, it would tend to benefit you. Maybe it's something that should change. And also, Pluto in Capricorn is squaring the planets in your sign by tomorrow, and that simply means there is the possibility of the early loss of somebody, and you'd sort of have to make sure that everything, somebody or something, that everything is pretty well guarded at the moment. But you're really under very good aspects right now, Libra, and there's a whole new life opening up for you, and it's coming soon. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, there aren't any planets in the fixed sign, so there's nothing squaring or opposing your sign, and that means that you don't have to put your suit of armor on this week, Scorpio, because it simply means that you don't really need to be defending against real hard hitters. But on the other hand, there are 3 planets right ahead of your sun sign: the Moon, Mars, and Saturn in Sagittarius, and they are being trined by Uranus in Aries, which is the 3rd malefic planet. And that simply means there can be some legal trouble brewing, and that you may have to be very careful about legal matters right now. And it isn't just the law, it's the courts or some judgment that you might be involved with, Scorpio. And so you do need to be very, very careful. And that is because the only planet trining your sun sign is Neptune in Pisces, but it's retrograde, it is beleaguered, and it is unveiling or exposing hidden information or hidden enemies or hidden cover-ups. And if you have been hiding anything, you might have some legal problems that you have to face. And so these would be long-held ones. These wouldn't be anything that's occurring right at the moment. In other words, the legal problem could surface now, but it would be because additional information had been uncovered that could be a bit unsavory. However, you cannot escape it. And that is why you'll sort of have to muddle through right now and be real careful what you sign, Scorpio, and try to stay out of legal problems if you can. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarian? Well, Sagittarius, you've had 2 real rough malefic planets in your sign, Mars and Saturn, and now you have a 3rd planet. It's not a malefic planet, though. It's a pretty good one. It's the Moon in your sign. And it can denote a very highly educated or religious person, or it might denote even a woman judge or a person in a position of authority that has to do with the legal system or the courts. And they could be in conflict with people who have been lying or covering something up, and they could also be in conflict with the facts that are exposed and proven to be true. And so you might be sort of caught up either in someone else's legal problems, or you could be having some legal problems yourself right now. And there is the possibility that a judgment could turn out to be unfavorable. So it would certainly be something you might not like. And so you need to be really careful, because you could react so quickly that you might want to escape the jurisdiction of the courts right now. And I don't think that would be a wise idea, because you might escape the jurisdiction, but you would not escape the reason why the courts are coming after you. And it would be much better to stand your ground and settle a problem right now. Or it might be with higher education, or people in a religious organization, or people in foreign countries, or with international organizations. So I think you may feel an ouch this week, Sagittarius, and I advise you to stand your ground and face it, not flee from it. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a week when I think that there is the possibility of some sudden break in a partnership. And it could be a surprising one that you hadn't really been necessarily anticipating. I don't think it's going to happen to you, Capricorn, but it sure could happen in some activity that you are involved with, because Uranus in Aries is squaring your sun, and now Venus in Libra is also squaring your sun. So there could be a little point of law that you could be challenged on. And Jupiter tomorrow is coming into Libra, and it too will be squaring your sun. So you're going to have to try to be fair to everybody right now, Capricorn. And so that will mean you'll have to employ some diplomacy and some negotiation. And my advice to you is get somebody else to do that for you. You're pretty good at just staying the course and working hard, but I think you are going to maybe feel some little ouch, as there is some sort of legal or partnership question that comes up that can be a bit challenging for you. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, this is a wonderful time for you, because Venus in Libra is trining your sun, and yours is a fixed sign. There's nothing challenging your sun sign. And tomorrow, Jupiter comes into Libra, and it too will be trining your sun. There could be a partnership or marriage opportunity coming your way, Aquarius. That would be great. Or something that has to do with negotiation or diplomacy, or just getting along a lot better with people. could arrive on your doorstep. So I think that if you are wanting to have a better future, you are going to do it with the backing of some very nice people or with some sort of legal settlement that really does work out in your favor. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces, your sign is beleaguered, and that is because there are 7 planets in mutable signs. Well, one of them is Neptune in your sign, but it is beleaguered because 3 planets in Virgo, the Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, are all opposing your sun sign, which means no matter how much denial you've been in, you have to face facts right now about your health or about your job or about some sort of record that needs to be cleared up. And so you really are going to have to face facts because more of them are being uncovered, and that means that you will be vulnerable to the truth right now. And so no more denial, Pisces. And as well, the Moon and Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius are harshly squaring your sun sign. So these 6 planets, the 3 in Virgo and the 3 in Sagittarius, are really giving you a run for your money right now, Pisces. And there are no other planets in water signs. You really are on your own. And so I think you're going to be feeling a little ouch somewhere this week, and it could be because of a legal matter connected with the courts, institutions of higher learning, your health records, or your job, or even people from foreign countries or international organizations. So I think that you're going to have to be very, very careful and really face up to the facts right now because they can be overwhelming you, Pisces. But if I were you, I would just try to solve one problem at a time. And then when you get that one solved, go to the next one. Just try to be as methodical and practical as you can right now. And good luck. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want by subscribing to it on our website, starborninstitute.org. Bye.